So it's been a little while, a couple months. I think the last time I put a video together was like 3 months ago, and that was footage from like June and July. So I basically have August, September, and October footage to go through and try to like whittle down to a reasonable amount of time. So I will tell you that I just edited all this, and it's pretty, it's good information anyways. To me, seem like important stuff if you're actually following this convertible build. Nothing crazy in it, but some tips. I lay out the JT and cover the wiring harness stuff. So nothing crazy, but this video gets us through having the convertible running. So it's basically from mid-August until I think the end of October. So it is now, right now, I think November 28th. So Thanksgiving was 2 days ago. So I've got another video coming after this. It'll probably be only a few minutes because after the red car is running, there's not really a lot to add to it. Stick with me through this. If you think there's anybody that you might know that's interested in this kind of stuff, share it. That's great. You know, I love anybody's feedback, good or bad. Feel free to comment, share, do all that fun stuff. Thanks again, and hope you all had a great Thanksgiving and have an amazing holiday season. Thanks a bunch. Take care. All right, just like that, we have a mounted engine. So any of you guys that are working on these cars, they has the two mounts on the side and then the rear mount, and then of course the subframe. So they all have to like fit together. So when I was putting back the 9.3, I was like in a rush because I had gotten yelled at the HOA people, or by the HOA people. And I was like freaking out because I couldn't get it all to line up. So just a quick tip, lift up the engine, get the subframe in, line up the rear mount. Well, sorry. Get the engine up, do the two side mounts, but just get them like most of the way in. Leave them like a thread or two loose. Get the subframe up, and then wiggle everything around so that it all lines up. Once you get the subframe lined up straight, then you can move the engine around a little bit, get the rear mount lined up. Once that's all lined up, then you can start tightening everything up. But that's where we are. So I was kind of hoping I'd get this thing running today. It's pretty early. I don't know what time it is, but I came out here at like noon, so it can't be more than a couple hours. Oh, Jesus, it's 4 o'clock. Wow, maybe I didn't come out here at noon. Maybe I came out later. Anyways, so I was hoping to get it kind of like running tonight, but that's not going to happen. I don't have a turbo, so best I can do is get everything all hooked up, and then that will be that. I can get hoses on, suspension on, brakes on. I can pretty much get it ready. And then what I'll do is I'll leave this open so that I can get in there, get the turbo on pretty easily without having to. Hopefully, when the Postal Service gets their stuff together here, we'll get the turbo on. This was only coming from like Connecticut to Maryland, and they couldn't do it in 3 days. I could have like driven there. Would have cost more than $40, but yeah, here we are. So anyways, thanks for watching, and next time we'll be getting this started. Hopefully the turbo will be in, the exhaust will be here. There's not enough exhaust here to get it going, but I could have at least gotten it started with the open exhaust. But that's that, my friends, and talk to you soon. Have a great afternoon. All right, so good news, bad news. I made that video yesterday about, I was wrapping up here. Was that yesterday? What day is today? Yeah, it was yesterday. I made the video, anyways, maybe it was Saturday. Irrelevant. Made the video the other day about the Postal Service really letting me down with my turbo, with my exhaust housing. So I was kind of hoping it would be on my doorstep. Anyways, the Postal Service really let me down with the exhaust housing, shipped from Connecticut last Tuesday. It will be a week tomorrow. because it's too late for the post office to deliver today. It'll be a week tomorrow. Paid for 3-day shipping. What a bummer. $40 to ship an exhaust housing postal service from Rhode Island. Actually, Rhode Island to Maryland. 3 states. So anyways, here we are. So good news is FedEx has their shit together, and Maptune as well. Got this thing out same day. So there aren't that many left of these, but I've always used them. They're cheap. They're like super inexpensive if you buy them without cats. And luckily these older cars, especially the 900 being a 95, they don't even have a downstream O2 sensor. So you can get away with these catless ones, especially T5. You can just, check a box and decat them. Anyways, so Maptune got this thing out the same day. Took from the 19th, which was what, Thursday? Because Friday was my birthday. That was yes, it was Wednesday. Basically Wednesday until Monday, including the weekend, for this thing to get from Sweden to my doorstep in Maryland. Now, not super thrilled because half the box was tore up. This is how it showed up. FedEx was supposed to require a signature. They did not. So I came out for lunch, and this box was sitting here against my garage with a big hole in it. Now, looking at it, it looks complete. I mean, it might be missing some clamps, but it looks pretty okay just looking at it from here. But I think I mentioned before, anybody that's considering a JT, you might want to act on that soon. They went out of business. Maptune bought all the remaining kits that they had, and there aren't that many kits left. So if you're interested in one of these, if you have a 9.3 or an NG900 that you're starting on, you may want to pick one of these up. This was about $600 shipped to the door. Now, they're not stainless. They used to be, the downpipes were stainless. But along the way, I'm sure when stainless got expensive, they cut back a little bit. But the downpipes used to be stainless, and then the cat back was aluminized. So this one is a no-cat 2-muffler kit. Looks like it's all there, actually. Oh, maybe not. We'll have to take a look. Well, let's see. We've got 2 mufflers, 3 pipes. I think it's all there. So, yeah. So we've got downpipe, little S pipe, the muffler, which is under there, little squiggly pipe, which is right here, the other squiggly pipe, which is right there, and the big old muffler. And then a bunch of clamps. They're in there. They might be gone. I won't be heartbroken if they're gone. But 3-inch clamps. The big clamp right here to go around the muffler. That's good because that's important. And then the tip. So here is, oh man, it's all beat up. That's a bummer. Let's take a look at it. Hopefully it's not too bad. But these tips that they send are awesome. They are, it's weird that they paint over the paper. They are super, super polished. Let me set up a little thingamajobber here. All right. So let's turn this a little bit. All right. Sorry, guys. You're not professionals here. We don't pretend to be. Uh-oh. Sorry about that. All right, so the tip, which is really just the part that everybody sees, is they make them super, super shiny. This one, I don't know if they polish them or if they buy them polished, but this is the tip. Very like vegan-like, super polished, black paint down here, Ooh. Ooh. Well, that's not good. So this paint will probably come off right away. Sorry. They must not have cleaned the... bummer. Whatever. I'm not concerned at all, actually. But this is how this will look. Now this car, the red car, the convertible, this fell off. The first time I drove it, I didn't clamp it well enough. The tip came off. So I had to just stick like a piece of pipe on it. This is all beat up from rubbing against. I'll have to try and polish that, but I have a feeling that that's it. Now, realistically though, this goes flush with the bumper. Nobody will see that. So, looks good. So put this here on the 900 shelf. But, Sony's T, they used to make these downpipes in stainless, but looks like now they're doing aluminized towards the end. And again, these are not available anymore, which is kind of a big bummer. But there you go. Same typical JT design with the 90 degrees flex pipe. I mean, they do a good job of making them. People have said that fit was not great towards the end. The one on the 900 here fits pretty good. And all the ones that I've used before, I had one on the 9.5 in my previous 9.3. Really enjoyed it. Like, pretty well made. They lasted, even in Massachusetts, they lasted for a long time. So, bummed to see that they're out of business. Really, really disappointed actually that that's the case. But, anyways, this will be the downpipe on the 900. 3-inch, no cat, and then just gonna figure out where this is gonna mate into the existing exhaust. That's it. So these get done. Let's see if we can lay this out here. Actually, we'll start this way. So this isn't the right way to put it together because that's supposed to be around the fuel tank. That I don't think fits around the fuel tank. But downpipe, catless, 2 muffler with a super polished tip. So that's where we are, ready to go. This will go in the 9.3. Oh, you can see, look, like same Z's. This is the JT. So if any of you guys are considering, if you have a 9.3, if you have a Saab project that you're looking for an exhaust for cheap, these JTs, they don't make them anymore. Maptune bought all of them when JT went out of business, and what Maptune has in stock is what exists. So that's that. Hey guys, kind of a quick update here. I don't know where I am. I didn't go through my footage to see how far I was with this update, but at this point, engine's in, engine's mounted, transmission's in, everything's mounted. It's on the stock. A couple of the mounts are new, but it's on stock mounts. 9.5 06 Plus with the shortened snorkel, the big snorkel, King Cobra, I think they call it. Anybody doing this, I would recommend put the turbo in as a unit. So take off the manifold and then put the turbo in as a unit, because trying to get it through here is a nightmare. But anyways, that is where I am. Car's in, turbo's all hooked up and tightened down. So it's really just oil cooler, and then I can put the radiator back in. This car is going to get the new radiator put back in it. And then the spout fans will go with it as well, or fan, I should say, will go with it as well, just to keep things simple. And then I'll just pick up another radiator. The new radiator is back there with a spout on it, so I'm just going to try to keep this easy. But that's it. Yeah, oil cooler, my replacement oil cooler lines, which apparently have been modified. Looks like somebody repaired one, but the other one looks okay. So I had to get some new O-rings. Those are there. Luckily my True Value or Ace, I forget which one we have here. We have both of them actually. This one was a True Value. Had the O-rings the perfect size for the oil cooler, even though they're rubber O-rings. We'll see how it goes, and if I have to order the replacement ones from Saab, I will. but 59 cents and down the street is a much better option than getting them shipped here. So that's where we are. Hopefully this thing comes down off the jack stands today. If I can get the front of this back together, then I can work on the wiring harness, which should only take a few minutes, except I have to get under there, do the alternator and starter. I have to do battery cables. Well, the ground cable has to go here, battery cable over there, intercooler piping, intercooler as well. The Vigan intercooler is going to go back on here. It'll come up. That's the Vigan intercooler that came off the 99. So that will go on. Probably needs new hose clamps. But if I can at least get it on, I'll be happy with that. So if I can get the front end of this back together, I'll be stoked. So we'll see how that goes today. Ideally, I start it today, but I keep saying that, and it never happens. So any of you guys that are following this are probably Saab guys, and if you happen to have taken an NG900 or 9.3 apart, they're pretty easy. So they're designed to come apart and go back together pretty quickly, but in either case, radiator's back in, the original oil cooler's back in. I use those O-rings, so hopefully they don't leak. I don't want to have to take it apart again. But anyways, oil cooler's in, Vigan intercooler is on. Again, this is the Vigan. This is the Vigan intercooler is the 900. The 99 SE uses the same intercooler, so it's like the high output intercooler. Since we're just going to do TD04 on this, I didn't see the need to go big. I guess if I really had to, there is a big intercooler up there. It's really excessive for this build, but obviously it's sitting there. Much better deal than going out and buying another one. Sorry if you guys just saw that. I got a cut on my hand that I didn't realize I had. Anyways, so we're back together for the most part here. Just got to put the clamps on for the intercooler hoses or pipes, whatever. Got to get under it to do the oil return. Got to get under to do the backside of the wiring harness, like the oil pressure sensor, alternator, starter, just those little guys that go behind there. And then it's, I could probably start it after that, although I don't really want to, not until it's put together. I kind of want it all together before I start turning it over. So, had a pretty productive day here in the garage. I got all the wiring harnesses done over the back, although I ran it under the manifold. Pretty much all hooked up. Radiator hoses are good. These are the old Do 88s. I have a new set of Do 88 hoses over there that'll go on the other car. So this one gets the recycled ones. But yeah, we're good to go. This is the JT downpipe. Not as good quality as they used to be, so kind of bummed about that. They used to be, when you got them, they were all stainless downpipes and they would last forever. But now the whole thing is mild steel. But yeah, car is more or less together. I ran the harness under the manifold. I think it looks a little bit neater. This is going to be for the idle air valve, or whatever we call it, the idle control valve. I got this, which I got to run up, just got to run it through the front here. That's the intake temp sensor, nothing crazy there. But yeah, pretty much ready to go. Not a whole lot going on here. Got to run the dipstick tube down too. That's it. It's pretty much together. So this next part of this video, I like to, when I do startups, when I finally get this together, I did the same thing actually before with the red car before it broke. Whenever I would do major work, I like to do like a live Zoom call kind of thing. So usually we'll announce on Facebook or whatever that I'm going to be doing a Zoom, and then I let people join. I pay the money so I can have a bunch of people in. Sometimes there's a lot of people, sometimes there's just a few, but it's kind of nice to sort of share that the fun of like the first start with people. So in either case, the next part of this video, I just set the GoPro up and then I was holding my phone to talk to the people in the Zoom room. So it's a little bit weird, and I'm going to chop it down a little bit because there's like a little bit of me walking around, but this is just just that, because I think initially this is something like, I don't know, probably 12 or 15 minutes on its own of the Zoom call. So I'll chop it down a little bit just so you guys get the gist of it. But just as a heads up, that's what this next part is. Kind of fun to watch though. It's also kind of nice to do the Zoom calls because like Facebook Live is just one direction where Zoom is interactive. So I kind of like that. Even though I don't have a huge following, it's nice to have a few guys to either cheer you on when it goes well or offer advice and, you know, troubleshooting when it doesn't go well. So I always appreciate the feedback. So stay tuned, watch this guy. Like I said, I'll chop it down so it's not crazy. So if it looks a little disconnected, that's why. So I also completely forgot to oh shit, man, I'm getting old. I completely forgot to charge this battery, so it's possible it doesn't have enough. Alright, that's good. No valvey noise. Alright, so here it goes, boys. Oh, snap. Oh, I should probably put at least a bolt in the ignition cassette. Now this is also the cassette that was on the 9.3 when I bought it. It's from like 2004 or something. This is my tools. What's that? What was that? Yeah. I have a bunch of them, but this one I know, well, at least it works because I drove it home. So I at least know that. I just don't know like if it'll make any power before it blows up, before it starts misfiring and stuff. Alright, so there's that. I guess I'll do another one just for the sake of. Alright. You can tell I'm very well prepared. So the tune in here is the HX35, but as far as like idling goes, it shouldn't matter. Ah. Oh shit, that reminds me. There's no map sensor plugged in. God damn it. Where's the strut bar? Here we go. Here, we're gonna solve this problem by doing this. Wrong way. Oops, shit. What's that? Ah! What was that? 3 and a 4. I never got the 4 to work right. So. Yeah. Now I don't remember which is which. Shit. I think the. Oh, whatever. As long as there's something. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm alright with that. Alright, let's see if this fucking thing starts up. Huh, well, I'll recheck the timing, I guess. I don't know, what could be wrong? Disappointed. Well, I mean, it fired up. That's promising. No, I didn't do change. Alright, let's try this with a new cassette. Although it is spitting fuel out the back. So, let's see. That fuel pressure regulator is connected. And let's try it here. See if it's any better. This is a good cassette. This is not an old one. I don't think it's a knot sensor. It's a pretty bad misfire. So, I mean, I can, but oh no, it's definitely the right one. They're the only thing I'm thinking is I have the wire harness under, and I guess it's possible that I mixed up one of the injectors, although it's not very likely. Whew, man, it stinks. Holy moly. Looks like a big bellowing cloud. Much the same. It's probably off by it. I don't know if you guys heard the backfire, but I think it's off by a tooth. Oh well, it's together. Oh my god, does it stink? Well, that's bad news. I'll have to check timing, but I guess the good thing is it's like mostly together. So, oh my god, there's so much exhaust. Alright, so I'm sure I included it, but this is like a week later. So at this point, the engine's together. I've ordered the parts to zip all this up. So for anybody paying attention, the 99s have the Vigan intercooler, but they have the T25 turbo, and the pipe or the hose that goes from the turbo to the inlet of the intercooler is different on the T25 and the TD04. So I had to find one. Luckily, somebody not terribly far from me had one. So I pick it up, I think on Sunday. So that's coming. But of course, these are speed densities, so they just run. So I'm not too concerned about that. The intake is nice and high. Nothing's going to get sucked into it. So anyways, this is all back together. So I started it. It ran like crap. I also didn't have the map sensor hooked up, and then I went through and I retimed it and spent like a night trying to retime the spent like a night retiming this thing, and I was like pissed off and sweaty and hot, and did not do a good job. So I like threw the towel in for the night, went in, relaxed, came back out, and I just retimed it. I think we're good. But then when I was putting it back together, I went to tighten the spark plugs down, and none of the crush washers were crushed. So there's a really good chance that the reason this didn't start before was because I didn't tighten down the spark plugs. When I put the engine together, I put the plugs in simply so stuff didn't fall in it, and I may have just not tightened them down, which could have been why it was misfiring. So we'll see. I'm going to set this up, I don't know, somewhere. So we'll see. Hopefully it starts up this time. I'll be excited, of course, if it does. I kind of miss driving this car, as much as I hate it. I think definitely has oil in it. It's got most water. I think there's probably air bubbles and whatnot that have gone down, but it's mostly full in there. So sorry, that was really close. It's got water. It's got enough water anyways to get going. Once it runs, I'm just gonna drain it anyways and put coolant in it. Well, 50-50. But without further ado, we're gonna try and start this thing. So cross your fingers, I guess, or like fast forward. We'll see how this goes. All right, so let's see how this goes. videos. All right, crossing our fingers here.